Okay, friends. At our first note, let us I am being thankful to the Sandip University, Madhubani, Bihar, to call me for this FDP program. I am also being associated with Sandip University, Nasik, for taking some of the FDPs in the past. Thank you very much to respected Dr. Sandip Jha sir, Chairman of the Sandip Foundation, Sri Nityananda Jha, then Dr. Sami Kumar Verma, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Nousevan, HOD, MPA Department, and my best friend Dr. Rao, with whom I am being known to since so many times. It is indeed my passion to address this FDP on NEP 2020 towards the members of participants of Sandip University and adjoining place. I like to mention here in brief the how the NEP have been come into picture. That's one of the very important. And NEP 2020 have basically taken the loan of Sanatan Dharma. We normally talks about the Sanatan Dharma more and more. So it talks about our Sanatan Dharma, how being started and what our Guruji during the old time they established the ashram, they established the Guru Sana and the way they provide the education. So that is basically the education have been provided with a very important concept of morality and ethical study. As we know, the Sanatan Dharma being started scores of years ago. And that Sanatan Dharma have basically get the foundation from the Brahma and also from the Rishabdev. So Sanatan Dharma is basically concentrating on the certain vows, religious belief, karma belief, honoring the whole society have been given by them. When we try to talk about FP in 2001, then our late Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, have considered the ahimsa as a one of the important tenets in addition to anekantvad and the apaiyo. And our Honorable late Vajpayee sir have also mentioned that there is a research to be set up in our education system, socio-economic and commercial system based on fundamentalism, consumerism. So fundamentalism, he has said that you try to do the own karmas in a systematic way. Then he said that the consumerism, it means that people should be satisfied with the product they are getting into. Okay, and that's one of the very important thing. So he said that the product should be come up not with any type of the terrorism. The in the basically FP 8 of 2001, when he was opening, he has launched the World Jain Confederation. He has categorically mentioned that terrorism does not mean what we normally talk, but the terrorism is basically coming with the respect of maintaining or allowing the all humankind, every type of the soul who are being in existence on the earth area. So I come to that. I will come on that in detail later on. Jainism having started by Rishabdev, there is a certain way the wrong belief are going that Jainism is started by Mahavishwami. No, they are the 24 Tirthankars. The first Tirthankar was Rishabdev, who is also known as a Yuga Deva. Yuga Deva means who has started the pagan name of the Viking. Then Buddhism has been started in the 6th century before Christ. Hinduism as a separate segment, as a separate religious come into existence from the Sanatan Dharma in the 1500 or 1200 before Christ. There is some place it is said 1500 years before Christ, some place it is mentioned 1200 before Christ. So, this particularly Sanatan Dharma, Jainism, Buddhism, and Hinduism is the original religious. Original religious who are informing you that how the karma should be done and what are the way socio-commercial economic activity to be taken place. Now, when the Christ has come, it has started the belief of the Christianism. Very important thing. Christianity is a belief. On the way, it is not a dharma. Same way when we say the Sikhism, which is started in the 15th or 16th century after the Christ, is basically some place. It is mentioned that it is the combination of the Islam belief plus Hinduism belief. The Islam have come into existence as a separate belief after the Christianism. It means that when the people at night have some disputes happen, then Sanatan Dharma have been bifurcated into different categories. Now, when we talk up to the Sanatan Dharma, Jainism, Buddhism, Hinduism, on which our India is mainly concentrating. Indian situations are looking towards it. Sikhism also have tried to be adopted, the Hinduism as part, so they are being accepted. Islam and Christianity also as a peculiar country, we accept it. Now, my today's talk, does my slide is being viewable, friends? I am changing the slide and it is being viewable. Jainism is basically the one of the fundamental to establish the education, socio-economic and commercial life based on certain ethical and moral issues. And there is a long belief among the society that Jainism was started before 2600 years ago by Mahavishwami. Mahavishwami was 24th Tirthankar. The first Tirthankar was Yusufdev, who is also known as a Yuga Deva and part of the Sanatan Dharma. Yusufnath is also known as a Yusufdeva, Adinatha, Adiswaya, Yugadeva, Nabheya, and Pathmayitswaya. It means that he is the first god and first king according to the Jainism. The Jainism have the very important thing have been mentioned that every Tirthankar born as a Ayya and as a king. And then later on they have felt that the physical virtues has no significance. And they went towards the education side, 5 types of the education. So first Tirthankar, who is known as the supreme teacher of Jainism and establisher of the Ikshvaku dynasty. Ikshvaku dynasty is basically mentioning that you concentrate on your soul, do the things by which your soul is going to be get proper level of the knowledge and the working. The founder of Jainism, of the pagan, Avasarpini, they are the Jainism have the different type of the time cycle. Among that, this cycle is known as Avasarpini by the different Jain sub-traditions. It is being mentioned, I have given the references also end of the presentation, that he lived million of years. Some of the Jainism documents are saying that he lived for 84 next years. Now when we try to be looks towards see, this is what is being happening when some people are disturbing on the presentation time. So I request everyone that next time we make sure I am being closing it and going to be I have to restart it because in between I have. So Yusufdev, who is the first Jain Tirthankar, believed to have been born 10 is to 224 years. So it is being said in the Jain documentations that he lived for a span of 8.4 million purva. The height of the Yusufdev was mentioned as 500 bows, which is about 4,920 feet. In the terms of European measurement, it is understood as a cubit. That is the combined length of the forearm and the extended head, which is said as a 1312. Now, this Sanatan Dharma, which I started from the beginning, see, if you don't understand this thing, you can't understand that how the NEP 2020 have taken the basic thought to establish it. Our present Prime Minister's dream of the education policy is based on Sanatan Dharma. In the panorama of Hindu thought, Jainism turned away from the lineages of Brahmin and rejected the hereditary priesthood, along with his bloody sacrifices. Because in the Hindu thought, somewhere the Brahmins and Joel started to talk about making up bloody sacrifices, have certain different way the rituals are there, which are going to be harm the any living being on the earth and the caste system. So Jainism was constituted from non-Brahminic and unorthodox texts. The Jainism turned back to the religion of original Dravidian people of India. See, this is the thing have been done at the third bullet by Mahavishwami and so, and integrated their pre-iron religious traditions. Very importantly, here when they said any living beings in the world, means they are being bifurcated into 5 categories. 18 deer means who are having only one organ. 18 deer means who are having 2 organs. Tevindium means who are having 3 organs. Chavindium means who are having 4 organs. And Panchindium means we are who are having 5 organs. We have, as a human being, have the 5 organs are there, like hear, speak, then we get the feeling of the spurs also. We are having the capacity of eyes, and we are capable enough to use our hand on type of the arms. So we are punching here. When we say the dog is having everything, but he does not have the brain. So this is the way system having worked. So when we say the echindia, it means that every plant, every tree have the soul is there. Now today our structure says that we should go on protecting environment, we should understand the importance of the plant, then forest, water, and everything. So it's basically came on the principle of Jainism. Now here when we say what is Jainism, then Jainism stands for Jina. Jina means you be an I. You be an I. It means that you survive, but at the same moment it says that you should become the spiritual victor over your inner enemies. It means that you should not be attracted by certain type of the food habits, harming the other people and so. So it's distinct and independent of other Indian tradition. Like Hinduism, some place it is said that you go on making a sacrifices of some animals, which Hinduism says no. Buddhism tries to be safe. everything to be protected. But they try to think that you can different way walk around and show. Now, as the Atal Bihari Vajpayee have also said during the World Jain Confederation inauguration in the April 2001, that our way of life should be based on ahimsa, that is the non-violence. Now, when we talk about our NEP 2020, it basically takes the care of environmental studies to be done. And they mention that no trees should be removed or cut unnecessarily. What they also mention that once you cut the one tree, you at the same moment plant certain number of trees. And compensation is indicates the sympathy of and sadness for the suffering or the bedness of others. So our new NEP, sorry, not new, NEP 2020 is also mentioning that we should provide the soft skill study, we should develop among the new generation about creation of the sympathy. In higher education also they say. Now when we try to we look back to the Indian Companies Act, Indian Corporate Act, there they have said that certain percentage of profit you should transfer to the corporate social responsibility. And that corporate social responsibility also talks about a charity organization and everything is to be established. Now in the new syllabus, NEP 2020 higher education, those are also being covered under the same. The NEP 2020 is also believed in the philosophy of a karma. It means that person should do the karma. So later on I'm mentioning that they have made it by the three way, how it is to be done. Believe in the reincarnation, in other words the rebirth, believing in the heaven and hell. Now our own religions are talking that if you do any harm, you may have to go to the hell. And then ultimately, soul should go to the Nibbesam. So Jainism is specifically saying that soul is ignorant of his true nature and bounded by karma since eternity. It means that this time you may be as a human being. Next time you may be in the form of animal. Sometime you may be in the form of certain type of the plants, animals, flowers, etc. Since eternity, it means that you are going to be changing your body over the period of time. This is nothing. This is nothing, but you leave your body aside and go to the another body by way of rebirth. So to overcome the suffering you have from your karma, you need right faith, right knowledge, and the right conduct. Now you may be aware that there are so many Jains are there who will not subscribe for any company says who are being involved in the fishing activity or so. May. Because or they will not go to that work also. Whole truth cannot be realized from the single viewpoint. Now here, the Jainism is talking about that perceptions of every individual is different. So you cannot say that your view is only correct. You go on changing you try to understand the perceptions view of the other person. हिंदी में आप कहेंगे सबकी नजर से देखिए, सबकी नजर अलग अलग रहती है, and that is known as अनेकांतवाद. Now I already said that Jainism has started to spread by Nath Shri Vichar Raghavji Gandhi. He has carried the message along with Swami Vivekananda. When there was a parliament of world religious have been happened at Chicago, USA in the year 1893, where he carried the message of peace and harmony. That's one of the important. So our new NEP is also being saying that try to be go away from the unionisms. Don't try to be disturb the any physical structure of any organization. One Jain Confederations, our ex-Prime Minister Honorable Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee during the 2600 Bhagwan Mahavir Janma Kanyanak Mahotsav. On April 8, 2001, he launched the World Jain Confederation in Mumbai. Shri Vajpayee especially have mentioned the three tenets of Bhagwan Mahavir, like Ahimsa, Anekantvad, and Apyayiga. Ahimsa, you understand, not try to harm anyone. Anekantvad says that you look from other person perspective. So here, whoever been teaching the MBA courses, you are using the case study method, where we are taking the perception, we are accepting the perception of students at large. Every student give perception, we accept it. And that what you say, the different perceptions is a anekant. And third is said, apayigya, which means that don't go on accumulating the physical item which may not be required by you, so that the pollution, waste is not going to happen. As we know, the plastic waste, electronic waste, biometric, biological waste is harming the society. And that is the why some European and American companies have understood and they started the uh, smartphone with a two card or three card. So you can have the same equipment and you can use a 2 to 3 number. So Atal Bihari Vajpayee have said that you should have the fundamentally conceptual clarity about what is the fundamental of the society, what is the fundamental of the group. Second, he talk about the consumerism, where you say that you buy the product when you need it. If you don't need it, you don't buy it. So if you buy and then consume it. Third, he said terrorism, but he keep himself away from the accepted definition of the terrorism. He said that the terrorism means you are trying to be harm any individual person by your behavior, by your speech, by your language. And that is why in our soft skill, which is a part of the NEP program, NEP 2020, concentrate on the soft skill, public speaking skill, is basically to come out from the direction. Next is being coming to the Swadhyay. I have put some words in Jainism only, where concept of God is based on Swadhyay, means education. I already said the founder, Tirthankar Mahavir 24th Tirthankar established a religious order. You know, so Mahavir Swami Bhagwan, who has established the Jain religious order. But what Jainism says, that there is no God as a creator. You know, in the Hinduism it is said that Brahma is the creator of the world, Shiva is going to be the destroyer, like that. But Jainism have kept themselves away. And they say that every soul, if passed through certain time, they can become the God. So God is not a creator, protector, or the destroyer. Various gods all have conquered inner enemies. That's one of the very important point they have mentioned. That they are going to be the inner enemies, internal feelings you are coming out and achieve the goal of liberation. At that, Aryan becomes Siddha. So if you pass through all stages of that, I'm not coming into that in detail. Normally, I say that on Jain Tirthankar become the God King. Born as a king in the Arya Samaj, basically in the Bihar area, mainly. Left family and your household at 30 years of age. They emphasize the celibacy and 6 daily observations. Celibacy is also being considered as one of the important points. At age of 72, he attained the final death, which is known as Nivan. And your Madhubani is one of the district. Bihar is one of the state who have the own Jainisms have been established. And majority of the Jain Tirthankar have been born there, except one. Peace, universal now. They have said that you know the universe, it means you know the small insects also. So they do not wear, sadhu do not wear the shoes. We Jains are not wearing the nether shoes also, not using nether belt also. Some are being very strict. And reduce your wants and desires. So it's a true nature of the reality is the timeless. Your soul is timeless. And Jainism have been established, shown in the 12 books. Those are known as the agams. Now, three cardinal principles of the conduct as a human conduct have been mentioned, which I already discussed. Ahimsa, non-violence. Anekantvad, multiplicity of views, multiplicity of perceptions. You look into it. Next is coming to apaiyo, that is non-possessiveness. You do not possess something which may not be required by you. Here, the 5 great woes based on which Jain education have been founded, the same thing have been inaugurated in the NEP 2020 for undergraduate course also and the postgraduate course also. And somewhere the changes have been happening. Every one of us knows that now NEP 2020, every course, only 4 modules or 5 modules are there. Some places 4 modules for the classroom teaching. 5th module is on the project work, practical working. When we talk about agriculture activity, Department of Agriculture, it talks about agriculture types to be understand, visit the field and understand it. When it comes to the social responsibility parameters, it says that you go towards the certain companies and find out what is being happened. So ahimsa, which is non-violence and compensation, satya, that is the truth base. So whenever there is a management information system or management information reporting course we have in the NEP, it talks about development of the truth. And that truth they are also trying to say that can be achieved by data analysis. So NEP 2020 is concentrating on the data analysis to make the science student to understand the data analysis. Biostatistics course have been developed. Asatya, non-stealing, means don't try to steal any one item with you because that person is going to be sufferer. So you are doing somewhere the ahimsa in different way. Brahmacharya, that is chastity, means you try to be have the one relationship only, not more than one relationship. The reason is that out of 24 Tirthankar, only 2 Tirthankar didn't get married. Otherwise, on 22 Tirthankar, balance 22 Tirthankar get married, they had their children, but they didn't establish the relationship with other persons. Apaigya, no attachment, non-attachment, and non-possession. Then it has also said that this is depends on particular parameters. So the faculties who have studied the Bloom's autonomy, Bloom's taxonomy, which is being developed by Professor Bloom's. I think in a year, first the Bloom's theory have been established in the year 1956. And the latest development have been happened in the 2008. In between 2001 also it is being happened. Where we try to be talk about a 1956 Bloom's taxonomy is based on the same, which is being said matignana, mind and the senses of the senses. Knowledge generate the knowledge. It means that you go on in a classroom discussions, you allowing the students to give their own view, you put your own view, so knowledge is going to be generate the knowledge. And that's why our NEP 2020 have changed the structure. Then second is said, Shruti Gnan, knowledge and wisdom through the mind and senses. So what the mind and senses are getting the knowledge. Now that knowledge needs to be converted into the wisdom. And there, when we say our course structure, it is after the primary level. Then Avjigna, knowledge that gives the information about tangible substances, from the power to the absolute limit bound without the help of senses. So what they say, that is give the information about the tangible sources, absolute limit bound access. So our NEP 2020 is specifically allowing the students to select a course from other stream also, because person may have the wisdom being developed and he wanted to pursue something new, or he has the interest, like as a commerce person. I'm a commerce with accountancy and finance, PhD with finance. I did my education study, research study and everything. But at a certain age, I feel now that my religious may also be doing something. So somewhere in my YouTube channel, you will find out. I link it to Jainism. So, the person would like to study something differently. After the PhD, I was trying to understand what is the teaching technology, how the teaching structure to be made. So, which is not being a part of that, because research methodology I studied, but something is not done. Then you go on understanding it. Next is coming very important, and that's known as Manopeyaya Gnana. Means you can have the knowledge of other people's pain. It means that what the other people being thought is that you accept it. Like we can say, Aryabhat have developed the geo. Yes, we are accepting it knowledge. And we become successful for that. Then next is coming is the highest level of the knowledge. That is, you have the full knowledge, means of the own streams, perfect and pure knowledge, complete and infinite wisdom, which has no cover. So without the help of mind and senses, without the help of mind and senses, it means that there is no body is with you, no other organs with you. You have the knowledge of all tangible and intangible senses, and you can have the understanding of emotions of living species, where our NEP 2020 knife science courses, agriculture courses, engineering courses tries to be go up to the Manopaya Gnana, that how you use the other person thing. Now, so now when we come to the NEP 2020 and in turn future need at a globe at large, our education system needs to understand the environmental protections. Hello, Habuni? Yes, tell me. Bye? Okay, no problem. So another 20 minutes. Okay. So 6 universes have been established by the environmental protection. That is only living substance. You should look into it. Then they are saying the matter. It means that small particles. You know that how they are interacting with you. Like when you are moving, you get mosquitoes. How would you safeguard it? Then his third one says that soul and matters from one place to the another place, how they are moving. Then you try to become not the cause, but the helper to the another person. The you occupied on your five senses and you look towards the two version, that is time and here existence made up of the innumerable time atoms. So here it is being said that our education system, they say what is being, I say space, which is our NEP, is concentrated. That is known as Anukaksa, development of human being as industrialist with no harm to any type of living kind. So now I start with no and never. The no and never of the education, that is going to be primarily give you the understanding and fighting with the knowledge is there. So it's going to be primary level. And easily applicable skill means that the primary level of education means up to the 7th or 8th standard. The students are going to be learn about the primary level of education, including the history, science, mathematics, and so. And they have the easily applicable skill. It means that the some person, as the today's inauguration session, it was said that design drawing of the Madhubani area. So students can understand the design, drawing, such type of the creative things. The middle level of the education, which is going to be degree level or the vocational level education, where the person is going to apply the knowledge they have acquired in a first level, green level, lower level. They have applied those knowledge in the wisdom level at a middle level of education. And through that knowledge and wisdom, they can become entrepreneur, they can become employee of some of the businessmen, industrialists, or they can also become the industrialists. So, in the coming up time, it may be the possible that commerce graduate may be establishing the engineering company or some chemical factory successfully. Then third level they have said is a very important upper world level. That is the post-graduations teachers level doctorate study. So they say that at this particular level, and as we understand that majority of the faculties have completed their doctorate or they are pursuing the doctorate. But the doctorate study, the depth of the subject is taken by you. And that depth of the subject is going to be support to creation of the new knowledge, creation of the theory. And that theory is now coming to the lower level of education. So this is the way we faculties are going to be at the topmost level. Now, so it is always going to be the regressive cycle and the progressive cycle. As a teacher, we should be progressively moving ahead. And the industrialist is normally being going to the regressive cycle. So the moment they are coming to the very unhappy level, the teachers are going to be at the very happy level by development of the theory. So you understand that here also I gave the 6 number, and here also I gave the 6 number. Very unhappy. Then whatever the very happy level is there is going to be converted from knowledge to the application. And industrialist entrepreneur is going to be happy by that. And that cycle will go ahead. This is what I mentioned. So here we can say that education that bind to our soul are due to not only to our action of body, mind or soul, but more important to the intention behind our action. So when he mentioned the intentions behind our actions, it means that yes sir, 10 minutes only. Hello. So it's going to be behind our actions. It means that we should do all our action by conscious way, consciousness of doing the things, protect the non-living substance, bring the bondage with each other is going to be make it. So this is going to be reasoned into accept the characteristics. You are going to be do the good things. You will be away from the wrong deeds, and you stop the attachment with any non-living things and provide the employment, provide the food, shelter, clothes, hand to the society at large. So for this purpose, you require four pillars having said that anger, that is the emotion controlled by soft skill, rage, that is indicating the social corporate responsibility. Third, remove the ego. It means that no one can say that the other person may not come up. That's it. Do not have the dishonest behavior and trying to make somebody to believe something that is not true. So you remove your wrong faith and perception, that is greed and deceit. Remove the anger and ego and develop the skills like interpersonal skill, academic inquiry skill, logical reasoning, interpersonal groupship, and the personal awareness. So our NEP 2020 is basically based on these five fundamentals. Another they have said that there should be the jurisprudence frame of references of thinking about resolving the social issue. Jurisprudence here, it means that what in the past something have been done. So it depend on social process and realities. So you should build up your passion and activities of body, speech, and mind, and need the karma through the graduation, post-graduation, and the vocational course. So when you say the destructive education means showmanship, obscuring to acquire the knowledge means you stop someone to acquire the knowledge. And that is why our government is saying that everyone have the right to education. Act as come. Perception to stop to acquire the knowledge means you give the different type of perception so person does not get it. Obstructing to gain the knowledge. So non-destructive knowledge says that why someone cannot acquire the knowledge means everyone will try to support to acquire the knowledge. Body and physique determining to acquire the knowledge. It means that the government of India also say that when there is a Divyangjan or the special educations are to be introduced, status should not determine the which type of the education you should do. Being a Jain, being a Gujarati, people used to say that I'm supposed to be businessman, but I went into academy. So non-destructive education says that you can acquire the knowledge which is a shown next to do it. And doing the span as a teacher, we are always going to be acquire the knowledge continuously. Any question, any one of you? I'm Michami Dukram. If I have said something to harm someone beneath, but I try to say that how our NEP 2020 have been built up. Any question, please? Now, next is now or fourth nights. I have given the references and my visiting card digital copy. Yes, friends, any question? Dr. Navishwayam, I hope that you have completed in your time-bound situation. Yes. Any questions, sir? Thank you very much, friends. Thanks. So I can answer now. Okay. Thanks a lot to the Sandip University and the own organizer committee members to provide me the opportunity to link the NEP with our Jainism and to talk about it. Thank you very much to all of you. Thanks a lot.